we have some football jobs filling up, which when you combine that with our recent realignment and reclassification, I think it makes for fascinating discussion about some of the names that I think a lot of high school sports fans across our state will know from their achievements elsewhere, and now they're in new places. So I think that makes for a really interesting conversation that we will have, and we'll dig into it obviously with Lou Bazjack, and then we'll talk realignment with Socastee Athletic Director Josh Vinson. Steve, I don't know, are you warm enough where you are?
Just barely. We got my good Palmetto State Armory hoodie. Just a free plug for them. This is my favorite hoodie right now. It's comfy and warm, and
future sponsor of
not too tight on my growing belly through this winter hibernation period that we have.
You're putting on weight? Are you putting on weight?
Oh yeah.
I'm trying. I'm doing everything I can. To stave it off, but I put on 10 pounds this winter as I've done that. Steve, you got to take in.
Yeah,
we won't dig into it too deeply in this segment, but you got to take in two of the best teams that we have in this state earlier this week. So I want to just tease that. We'll talk about that in our next segment. We'll also bring you our top 10 rankings. But for me, Steve, the top story is the names that are landing some of these jobs in high school football. I thought it was a really interesting cycle this offseason, especially because you had it hit at the same time as reclassification, because we have some head coaches now taking jobs where those teams are going to be, it's brand, for some of these programs, it's brand new region, brand new classification, brand new head coach.
Yeah, man. Some of these jobs are very, a lot of very familiar names. I think 4 out of the 6 on the screen here fairly well, and excited to see what they do with these programs. Bradley Adams is a longtime head coach now at Colleton County. He's coached at Georgetown, Union, Woodruff. I think he might be the all-time wins leader at Georgetown High School.
He is.
Yep. There's some inside jokes with me and some friends that he looks like John Gruden. So we got John Gruden at Colleton County now. It might be hard to see it on screen. Now you got Stephen Cagle at St. James. This is going to be his second head coaching job. He had, his first one was at Ben Lippen High School in the Skeezer ranks. And he's been helping the Lexington Wildcats for a while now. And his dad, Mark Cagle, is a longtime coach in the South Carolina High School League. His dad's been, at White Knoll and Gilbert and Flora, and those are just the ones top of my head. Jody Jenneret, of course, is a Conway alum. And, anytime Conway has ever come open, his name or Mickey Wilson's name has been rumored to, potentially fill that, and that timing is everything, Smitty. He did a fantastic job at Ainer when in a tough region when they were playing Dillon a lot of times, trying to get to the region championship. And then he took the West Florence job and did a really good job over there, and then has since been an assistant at North Myrtle Beach. And so now he's coming home. So it's going to be exciting to see him back at his alma mater. Corey Helms.
By the way, I want to say that is one of those jobs in Conway. I think it's a good job.
Yeah.
Now, he's going to have to instill discipline. For some reason, that became a loose group in the last couple of years. But from what I have heard, Jody Jenneret is a big weight room fanatic in terms of, developing the program through the weight room. So that obviously, that will take a little time, but we ought to see better discipline in year one. And that's another one of those jobs, Steve. They're dropping to 4A, new region, the Beach region is no more as we knew it. And I think Conway dropping to 4A, they're probably going to be in my opinion, one of the better it's going to offer better opportunities when they get to the playoffs. And we assume that Jody Jenneret can turn it around that fast. That's a team that really scuffled last season, but rich history. Obviously, Carolina Forest exploding and taking some of the enrollment that would have gone to Conway when you and I were growing up, and seeing Conway have such success, dating back to the Big 16 days. But now Jody Jeanneret, in my opinion, is in a prime position to capitalize on the fact that it's a new region, to me, a winnable region, and then also dropping down to 4A and then bringing the energy and the discipline that he's going to bring. So that's one. Look, all of these coaches have great reputations. That's why they were hired. But that's one I would really circle, that you could see one of those major turnarounds go from a team outside the playoffs to challenging for the region title in 1 year.
Yeah. And one other note before we hit our first break, Smitty, I know that Victor Floyd just was announced yesterday. His press conference is going to be today at 12:30. The new head coach at White Knoll, coming from Chester, where he won a state championship in 2018. So if you were listening to last week's episode, we dropped that little Easter egg kind of as a hint.
You did. You are plugged in, Steve. By the way, that's what we have. And we'll do that in the next segment, because we'll bring you the top 10 rankings that have changed since last week. We have some new number ones. We'll bring those to you. And you actually got to chat with a couple of coaches on the record, off the record last week. And it's where you pick some of this intel up. But that was one you did drop on us. You thought Victor Floyd would get that job. You actually, I don't know if you did it on air, you called Jody Jeanneret would get the Conway job as well. You nailed that. And you've got another one. You have a prediction for another major school that I don't know if we want to mention, because we will after it happens, because that's what we don't want to. We don't want to tangle with the rumor mill at the high school level. That's not what this show is about. We want to celebrate the achievements of these high school coaches and athletes. But once there's another big job inside the state that's going to be filled, and when it happens, I'll brag on you, Steve, because you've been telling me kind of behind the scenes who you think is going to get that job. We'll reveal that maybe next week. That's a reason to keep tuning in to Four Quarter Friday.